Hey everybody, happy Friday night to you. Texas Redleg here. I wanted to do a video tonight on the subject of water storage. And of course everybody has their own opinion on that. I'm of the opinion of different capacities, different situations, different locations. And I sort of wanted to gather some stuff that I have on hand here that I do, or that I use, some of it anyway, on this list, and then show you what I have, and then what sort of my thoughts were on water storage, and of course dispensing that water into usefulness for yourself and your family. So start with gallon jugs, the old gallon milk jugs, or juice jugs, plastic type. Now those are handy to have, and the general rule, based on my knowledge and my experience in a water shortage or a water usage per person, allocation is 1 gallon per person per day. That includes drinking and bathing, and that's if you're not really doing much. If you're overexerting yourself, working and running and whatever the case might be, or you're sweating more, you're probably going to need to increase that, obviously. But the general rule is 1 gallon per person per day, and that includes drinking and bathing. So I have some of that on hand. I mainly store, as far as drinking water goes, emergency usage. I have probably about 10 cases of the bottled water, individual, just typical water bottles. I have about 10 cases of those on hand. Keep them in a cool, dry place at the house. And then I also, my main, I don't really store water in these necessarily, but I have them ready to go to fill with water just because of their size. And that is these 5-gallon container, these office style water container, style jugs. And you can get these at a lot of places. I think I got this one at Walmart. I think it was like $8. It's got a lid on it, and it's shrink wrapped, so it's nice and clean inside. But that's one style. Again, a 5-gallon jug. Then I also have this pump that goes in the jug, where you can pump water directly out of it into whatever type of glass or pot or whatever you're cooking with or drinking with. And it's a pretty neat little pump, and it's no batteries, it's just manually driven. And here's some information on it. I think I got it online, Amazon or something, pretty cheap. I think it was probably $5 or $10. There wasn't much to it. Anyway, that's those two. And I think I've got about 3 of these 5-gallon jugs now. And then you've also got the camping style. These are really thick and durable. These are great for camping or traveling. And of course they're sort of cube style. You can actually turn this spigot inside out and point it down, and you can actually stack these on top of each other, like this, or however you want to do it. But I've got a couple of these as well, and I believe this was also bought at Wally World, if I'm not mistaken. But see, it's got the little spigot here, comes with it, and as you can see here, on and off, and then little vent valve up here on top. You just set it down like that, and you can just operate it and fill a cup or fill a pot, whatever the case may be. But these are really handy to have. And I've also, of course, you've got the ability to have these. They're called bladders. They're for, like, you put them inside of your bathtub, and it's a big, huge, clear bag, and you basically hold it up to the faucet and just fill it up. Man, you've got, gosh, I think it's probably 100 gallons, 50 to 100 gallons of water, depending on the size of your tub, that you just keep in that bladder, and it's got a little screw-on lid, and you can just pump it out of there. It's pretty neat. But there's a lot of different styles of those that I've seen online. I'm not to that point yet, but it's something I may invest in the near future. You've also got those totes. So it's like basically a big version of this, like 250 gallons. Some of them have like a big cage around them, so they're strengthened on the sides and the bottom where they're able to be lifted and not punctured or something like that. But they're called, liquid totes, I think. You just want to make sure that people sell them all over, but you want to make sure that you get a food grade version of that used, and usually they carry syrup or some type of edible liquid, oil. A lot of times they carry those in them. They just have to be cleaned out. So that's just 4 different types of water sources that are storage sources that you can use to store water. But I really like these 5-gallon styles because they're easy to store. Again, you can put this pump in it and pump water right out of it. It's really easy. Doesn't cost a whole lot, and you can fill them up in a bathtub real quick, or garden hose, or you can even retrofit it to take water out of a downspout, if you so desire, if it came to that, and you need to collect water out of your gutter system on your house. There's all kinds of modifications you can do, to a downspout in order to collect that water in that jug or some other type of holding device, a bucket, if it comes to that. But anyway, I would encourage people to, don't forget the water stuff. Water's, of course, should be, the number one prep for everybody. And the ability to clean and sanitize water, if nothing else. Don't forget the life straws. Don't forget the Sawyer water filters, Berkeys, all that stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff out there. Just research it and be sure you have the ability to filter water and or clean and sanitize water as things go along here. You never know what's going to happen. So with that, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Fill those holes in your preps. Buy the 2A items. Don't slack up on those. With that, keep prepping, stack it deep, along with the Republic.